Papantla to Mexico City. Of course, I'm getting off. I'm going to be having to get off because the toll road is shut down. So they're advising to get off in the next big town or whatever. I don't know how big that is. Up in elevation because it's getting colder, and I had the bright idea of wearing shorts. Not the safest thing for one thing, but I had to do my laundry earlier, and after the rain and falling in the mud, it was kind of out of long pants. So, but you know, I kind of went directly from the laundromat and got on the road. Up ahead somewhere I should definitely pull over and dress a little warmer. So it turns out there is a road closure on the toll road. I think I mentioned that already. And so now we are on or I am. I can say we now because I've got some guy from, I don't know, Sweden or something following me. But anyway, this is the Libra to Mexico City. Got a gas up. So the guy at the gas station, he just told me that the reason why the toll road is closed down is there was an accident 2 days ago and it's still shut down. So he said it was a really bad one. I can only imagine it's probably multiple trucks or something. When they do have accidents here, they usually are pretty bad.
So I had my beautiful ride earlier through the mountains in Veracruz. I got off the toll road, stopped for some lunch, and it started raining. And it rained and it rained, and I drove for hours in the rain. And, you know, in the mountains, so the elevation was higher, and I was freezing my ass off. And I ended up, you know, going towards Mexico City. I got back on the toll road, and then some car cuts me off, and I'm on wet pavement. I almost hit this car. I'm fishtailing at 70, and I was just able to be lucky enough to slow down a little bit and then get around the guy with, like, you know, 2 feet of the road that was left on the left. So yeah, I survived that, thank God. And one place that I always stop is in Medipec. Several years ago, actually around 5 years ago, there was a big earthquake here, and I was blessed to be able to rebuild a bunch of houses and the community center here in this town. And I like to always come back and just kind of check up on it and see how things are progressing. And I know there was an earthquake recently that was actually on the exact same day as the earthquake that had happened 4 or 5 years ago, and it wasn't near as bad, thank God. So, but the town looks great. I don't really recognize anybody. I was hoping to, you know, stop through here and see some of the people that I'd met, because I lived here like 6 months, and I was parked right back over there on the square, on the town square. The president of the city at the time actually gave me a free spot and ran me electricity and water to my RV, and I just lived on the town square while I was building houses. So it was a pretty cool event, and like I said, this place is special to me. So onward on my journey to Acapulco. I planned on stopping at Popocatépetl, which you can't see it, but it's right behind me, right back there. And anyway, my plan is to stop at a place on the opposite side of the volcano and assess whether I can or cannot climb that thing in the near future. But I am pressed for time to get to Acapulco for some other matters that I got to take care of. And I will probably just route that back in, change my route from Acapulco and do some other exploring and catch this big ass volcano on the way back through towards Puerto Vallarta. It's not going anywhere. It's been there for millions and millions of years. So driving all night from Papantla Veracruz, all day and night from Papantla to Acapulco. I finally made it here about 5:30 in the morning, and you know, it's still dark out, so I kind of just had to hang out on the beach and wait until things opened up here at Marsh Children's Home right here in Bonfil in Acapulco. I've been working with these guys for a while, and I've got a friend that's working on a project, and so I came to town for that, and we had some funding to supply to the orphanage. So I'll be talking a little bit more later on in the video about what we're building here and what we're going to be doing here in Bonfil with Marsh Children's Home. One of my favorite places to go. So I decided I needed some coffee, and these guys joined me. I don't know why. They're interested in my wood-burning stove to make coffee here early in the morning. Early in the morning. It's 9 o'clock. It's good coffee. Apparently I am so good at basketball, I ended up on the girls' team. Don't ask me how that happened. Acapulco, and I kept seeing adventure bikes cruising around while I was out on the road, and it turns out there's a big meetup, some big bike club or something, and they're going from Acapulco to Veracruz, which is hilarious because I just came from Veracruz. I drove all night in the rain from Papantla Veracruz here to Acapulco, and now there's this big group of people that are going back to Veracruz. They're basically going from coast to coast, so they're going all the way to the beach on the other side of Mexico.
Alright, let's take a quick ride from Acapulco to Marquez. Actually, Diamante. It's a beautiful, windy drive.
Love is like a summer's day, hot and endless in a magic way. Whenever I see you, all I can think is my son.
Millie, yo,
Been
Millie.
waiting for you, my love. My son, my love. Been waiting for you.
They read arrows. All right.
Forget that we met you. Flying in your red carpet. Your heart, your look, your everything. When I see you,
All right, here we are at the Jardín Secreto, and we've got some magic going on right here. Brent is fixing to make some really cool shit, and it's going to be benefiting the Marsh home. Tell me about it, Brent. And special thanks to Jardín Secreto for giving us the opportunity to not only have it as a display here for Acapulco, but a safe space for the kids to come and work.
Safe space. Yeah, that's important. There's a walkable distance for the kids at the Marsh home to be able to come here and learn how to grow their own food and also be a school. Just the same for the Montessori school, I believe.
Yeah, there's a Montessori school actually there. So we can teach them as well.
Yeah, basically this is the beginning of the Marsh Children's Home Food Independence Program, and to get them to help them achieve food sovereignty.
And the name of your program is Sprouts for Sprouts?
Oh, the Sprouts by Sprouts.
Sprouts by Sprouts
was what I was doing with Elias, where we built them a sprout garden, and now the children's home has a garden where they're growing sprouts, and they're able to eat salads 2 to 3 times a week when it's not getting rained on all the time. And yeah, we have a successful project there. You can check out that project at sproutsbysprouts.org. And
anyway, Dr. Soto, who's kind of the head honcho here at Jardín Secreto, we have a pond right here to draw the water from, and we're going to test that out and make sure that that works. And then along the back wall over here, so that it's out of the way, we think we can go ahead and start building a hydroponic system and stage it up.
And if we can work with this lagoon here, we can make it an aquaponic system, and then we can filter it back in, and it'll be a closed loop system, and ultimately grow the fish that feed the food, and we can eat the fish and the food, and it can be a self-sustaining system.
Right, and I think one of the other things that would be important is that the kids are not just learning how to grow food and be a farmer who's basically somebody who's not going to make much money at all, but to make high quality food and become entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
And maybe sell that food.
Yeah, help the children's home actually generate revenue, because once we get them food sovereign, God willing, then we can, they have so much energy freed up to do more things, and they're already going to school. They're already learning how to be people. Children who have come out of that home are now doctors and lawyers and all different professions that live throughout Mexico, Canada, America, and so they're super smart. They're already very capable, and all we have to do is show them a little bit of how to more options, more ways to be able to help themselves and help other people and rise up and continue to do that.
Okay, and by February, when Acapulco gets here, we plan on having at least some sort of working model to show what's going on, and hopefully we'll inspire other people to come and be involved in this. Basically, Brent came here 2 years ago, and he brought his mixer over, and he just did some rap songs for some kids, and it was no big deal to him. He had no idea the journey that he was about to embark on. And now,
It was a big deal to me.
well, you didn't have the vision at that point.
I had no idea this was going to happen.
You had no idea that this was going to happen. And now, how long have you been in Mexico? Here in Bonfil, actually working with the orphanage, doing other things.
This year.
So almost an entire year. He's teaching English to the kids over at the Marsh home, but actually, it's a very selfish reason. He's trying to learn how to speak Spanish. He's not fooling me.
Danny wants to take my English class so he can learn Spanish.
Exactly. So I was watching the class, and it was I was learning stuff, and this was just basic level stuff. And when he first got here,
His Spanish was way worse than mine, and now he speaks better than I do, and I'm jealous. So, yeah. So, there, yeah, a lot of great things come out of this. Make sure you make it out to Acapulco and come and see the display, and you know, bring your knowledge if you think that that can help and further the project.
And check out marshchildren'shome.org. We might even have a new website for them soon to come, but there's some information there if you want to just check out who they are, what they're doing, and what they've done for the past, I don't know, 30 years.
You know.
And Jovita, the 89-year-old
Yeah.
phenom who runs the home by herself pretty much with God.
Yeah.
And wow, just learn about her. I actually did an interview with her. We'll be releasing soon. You can just this is a really, really magical place, and there's a big reason why we're dedicating our life to this. So we want to share that with you, and thank you for caring.
Awesome. Come be part of the virus.
This turns out well. I think we're on a 3-hour tour.
A 3-hour
Pink, yellow maybe. ¿Y qué árbol es? ¿Parota?
Parota.
Increíble.
In the forest you don't have Wi-Fi.
It's no banyan.
It's like a banyan. It's like
Both the family, the same family maybe?
yeah, it's the same family. Yeah.
So cool.
So we're talking about this parasitic tree that takes over. It's consuming a cactus there,
Tree is growing right now.
and then
Another big tree.
the root is coming,
Yes, it's growing.
and it's almost touching the ground. When it hits the ground, it turns into one of those trunks.
Those nest in here,
Yeah.
those nest in here, and you can watch them from hatch egg, no? Desde que está el huevo to the...
And that's the tour of Laguna Secreto. Coming soon.